I've done this before. This is the first time, but I had an idea. So I'm reading this book, Success Principles by Jack Canfield. And one of my goals is, leaders are readers. So you've got to be reading consistently and feeding your mind new information. And I thought, look, people do heaps of random stuff on YouTube. So if I'm reading, I may as well just read to the screen. And if someone wants to listen, they can listen. If not, it doesn't really matter. But give it a crack. Right, so I'm on principle 39. It's stay focused on your core genius. This is a quote. Success follows doing what you want to do. There is no other way to be successful. Malcolm S. Forbes, publisher of Forbes magazine. I believe you have inside you a core genius, some one thing that you love to do and do so well that you hardly feel like charging people for it. It's effortless for you and a whole lot of fun. And if you could make money doing it, you'd make it your full lifetime's work. Your lifetime's work. Successful people believe this too. That's why they put their core genius first. They focus on it and delegate everything else to other people on their team. Compare that to the other people in the world who go through life doing everything, even those tasks they're bad at or that could be done more cheaply, better, and faster by someone else. They can't find the time to focus on their core genius because they fail to delegate even the most menial of tasks. When you delegate the grunt work, the things you hate doing, or those tasks that are so painful you end up putting them off, you get to concentrate on what you love to do. You free up your time so that you can be more productive and you get to enjoy life more. So why is delegating routine tasks and unwanted projects so difficult for most people? Surprisingly, most people are afraid of looking wasteful or being judged as being above everyone else. They're afraid of giving up control or reluctant to spend the money to pay for help. Deep down, most people simply don't want to let go. Others, potentially you, have simply fallen into the habit of doing everything themselves. It's too time-consuming to explain it to someone, you say. I can do it more quickly and better myself anyway. But can you? Delegate completely. If you're a professional earning $75 per hour and you pay a neighborhood kid, this makes so much sense. If you're a professional earning $75 an hour and you pay a neighborhood kid $10 an hour to cut the grass, you save the effort of doing it by yourself on the weekend and gain 1 extra hour when you could profit by $65. Of course, though 1 hour doesn't seem like much, multiply that by at least 20 weekends in the spring and summer, and you discover you've gained 20 hours a year at $65 per hour, or an extra $1,300 in potential earnings. Similarly, if you're a real estate agent, you need to list houses, gather information for the multiple listings, attend open houses, do showing, put keys in lock boxes, write offers, and make appointments. And if you're lucky, you eventually get to close a deal. But let's say that you're the best closer in the area. Why would you want to waste your time writing listings, doing lead generation, placing lock boxes, and making videos of the property when you could have a staff of colleagues and assistants doing all that, thus freeing you up to do more closing instead of doing just 1 deal a week? You could be doing 3 deals because you're delegated what you're less good at. One of the strategies I use and teach is complete delegation. It simply means that you delegate a task delegate a task once and completely, rather than delegating each time it needs to be done. When I hired the gardener for my Santa Barbara estate, I said, I want my grounds to look as close as possible to the grounds at the Four Seasons. That's good. Four Seasons, Biltmore in Montecito. I don't know what that is. Using the budget I'm providing you. When I go to the Four Seasons, I don't have to check whether the trees need to be trimmed or the automatic sprinklers are working. Someone else is in charge of that. Well, I want the same luxury at my home. With that as our operating principle, I said, here's the budget. Take charge of the grounds. If I'm ever not happy, I'll let you know. If I'm not happy a second time, I'll find someone else. Does that feel like a workable agreement? I actually love that. I think that's so cool. My landscaper was, in fact, very excited. He knew he wouldn't be micromanaged. Oh, what a dream. And I knew I wouldn't have to worry about it again. And I don't. See what I mean? Complete delegation. When my niece came to, I feel like I've read that before. When my niece came to stay with us one year, I'm bad at that. I don't actually do that. It's something that I would love to get better at. When my niece came to stay with us one year while she attended the local community college, we made another complete delegation, the grocery shopping. We told her she could have unlimited use of our van if she would buy the groceries every week. We provided her with a list of staples that we always want in the house: eggs, butter, milk, ketchup, and so on. And her job was to check every week and replace anything that was running low. In addition, my wife planned meals and let her know which items she wanted for the main courses: fish, chicken, broccoli, avocado, and so on. The task was delegated once and saved us hundreds of hours that year that could be devoted to writing, exercise, family time, and recreation. Become a con artist doing what you love to do. Malcolm Forbes again. The biggest mistake people make in life is not trying to make a living at doing what they most enjoy. Strategic coach Dan Sullivan once stated that all entrepreneurs are really con artists. They get other people to pay them to practice getting better at what they love to do. Very true. Think about it. Tiger Woods loves to play golf. People pay him big money to play golf. Every time he plays, he learns more about playing better. He gets to practice and hang out with other golfers, all the while getting paid for it. Anthony Robbins is a speaker and a trainer. He loves speaking and training. He has arranged his life so that people are constantly paying him large sums of money to do what he loves to do. Or consider baseball great Sammy Sosa of the Chicago Cubs. It takes him about 1 second to hit a home run, as long as it takes for the ball to meet the bat. He earns $10,625,000 for about 70 seconds of batting time per year. That's not half bad, eh? That's where he makes his money. That's where he puts all his time, practicing and getting ready for the bat to meet the ball. He has found his core genius and devotes the majority of his waking hours to perfecting his genius. Of course, most of us are not on par with Tiger Woods, Tony Robbins, or Sammy Sosa, but the fact is that we could learn a lot from their level of focus. Many salespeople, for example, spend more time on account administration than they do on the phone making sales, when they could hire a part-time administrator or share the cost with another salesperson to do this time-consuming detailed work. Most female executives spend too much time running their household, when they could easily and inexpensively delegate this task to a cleaning service or part-time mother's helper, freeing themselves to focus on their career or spend more time with their family. Even most entrepreneurs spend less than 30% of their time focusing on their core genius and unique abilities. In fact, by the time they've launched a business, it often seems entrepreneurs are doing everything but the one thing they went into business for in the first place. Don't let this be your fate. Identify your core genius, then delegate completely to free up more time to focus on what you love to do. Do what you love, the money will follow. Starting out to make money is the greatest mistake in life. Do you feel you have a flair for doing, and if you are good enough at it, I'm misquoted. Starting out to make money is the greatest mistake in life. Do what you feel you have a flair for doing, and if you are good enough at it, the money will come. Greer Garson, winner of the 1943 Academy Award for Best Actress. Diana von Wellenitz-Wentworth is someone who has always focused on her core genius while following her heart and has been wildly successful as a result. Her greatest pleasure was always to be cooking something and gathering people around the table to share at a deep level over food. She was always reaching for a deeper connection, what she calls a sense of celebration at the table. So she started her career writing books about how to give a party and do everything ahead of time so you can actually be present and connect more deeply with the people you invite. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Then in May 1985, she went on a trip to the Soviet Union with a group of leaders in the Human Potential Movement, where she noticed that for the most part, they were all loners. Even though they were quite well known for their books and their impact in the world, they didn't know each other. When she returned, she realized that her life purpose had always been more about connection than food. She just used food as a catalyst. That realization led her to create the Inside Egg, an organization that hosted weekly breakfast meetings in Beverly Hills, Orange County, San Diego, California, where nationally recognized people of vision came together to share their knowledge and wisdom on human potential, spirituality, consciousness, and world peace. Speakers included people such as Mark Victor Hansen and not me, this guy, Jack Canfield, motivational expert Anthony Robbins, management consultant Ken Blanchard, actor Dennis Weaver, and this is a cool list of people, counselor the Reverend Leo Booth, and authors Susan Jeffers and Dan Millman. In addition to listening to an inspirational speaker, participants would network, encourage each other to dream bigger, and support each other's projects. 18 years later, the Orange County chapter still continues to meet every week. Diana's gone on to write and co-author numerous books, including Chicken Soup for the Soul cookbook, once again integrating her love of food with her love of people, sharing their ideas, wisdom, and stories. Principle 40, but I'm going to leave it there for this one. That's a 10-minute video, so that's just reading one principle. If I do this, I feel like it's going to be a lot slower reading the books, but maybe it helps someone. So I'm just going to leave that. I'm going to go through all my books. So I read every day. I'll do this up here. It might be something good for my students. I don't know. Because my day-to-day business is training kids in martial arts and self-defense. So I think reading this information and having it come from someone they're familiar with might be a really cool thing. And one of the most powerful things for me as a kid growing up, I remember when my mum would read to me, read stories like it was The Secret Seven or The Famous Five or Harry Potter or whatever it was. And it was always really nice. I'm not going to be reading those. I'll be reading, success books or financial books, but there might be things in there that really help people. So let's do that and see what happens. Take it easy, peeps.